Hello, am I audible? Show me
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
the attendance is what's the problem? What about Suman?
Ma'am, I will inform them.
Where is Suman? Any information?
Don't know, ma'am.
Attend the in your WhatsApp group. I student as well as submit the A3 assignment. You have lost the chance for the MCQ test. From this group, submit your assignment. You can send it to my ID. Okay, upload the didn't submit any one that is MCQ test as well as CA3. you will score 0. I will not repeat this information for your previous one times, 3 times. Those who didn't provide the assignment as well as you test will score 0. And if anyone of that is for test and assignment, they will score less marks. If anyone at this present class that is doing the assignment, submit it by 5:30. Okay. From tomorrow will be on and by 5:30. If anyone wants the CA3 assignment, he or she can submit it. Clear? Well, hear me? Well,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
just pass this information to others as human right now. You
Okay, ma'am.
take this responsibility, and those who are not present right now in this class, just share this information, student. Okay, that MCQ test is not possible right now because the time is already over. But for CA3, if anyone want to submit it at my mail ID, then by today 5:30, you will be allowed to submit it. Okay, because decision portal is already over. I can't reschedule it.
Okay, ma'am.
The skin is visible to you. The skin is visible to you.
Yes, ma'am.
We will start another topic that is Java Swing. It is very much related to your AWT, that means the Abstract Window Toolkit. Now, actually, we are at this point, the software development process. I have already provided you the overview of the development process. And before moving on to the GUI part, basically, we need to know about this swing, Java Swing, this particular topic. This is basically the part of the JFC classes, basically Java Foundation classes that is mainly used to create the window-based application. Now look, there is another window-based application that is available in your syllabus, previous syllabus basically, that is applet. That using applet programming or small Java programming, it is known as a small Java programming. You can create a small window in your output screen, and by this window you can provide the basic information for a particular topic. Just think about that, but whenever you have just open any web pages, that is for any other search engines, most of the time you will be habituated with that part that there is some sort of pop-up. Okay, that pop-up window will provide you some advertisement. This is a real life example for applet classes, but now in this time in your syllabus this applet programming is okay. There is no explicitly mentioning of this applet program. Although if I get enough time, then I will provide you some sort of overview of the applet programming. But except that part, there is an introduction part for Java Swing classes. This is also related to your window-based application. Okay, but compared to applet, Java Swing is more complex. Okay, if you are just going for the Java applet programming, then it is a small program and it is too much easier. So we'll go for this applet programming whenever we will physical mode class. Then I can show you in the lab also that how this small window can be created using the Java program. Okay, but the main motto of this two part is to create a window based application. That's why just using your source code you can create a small window, and within that window you can create the layout also. Just think about that part that you are creating any web pages. So most of the time what you will do, you will want to format that web page or format that particular area in your output screen. That whether there will be a setup list, whether there will be an image, whether there will be a blinking cursor, or there will be a moving line like that. I think most of you are familiar with HTML part. Any idea of HTML part? Any web page designing language? Do you know that? Do you know HTML, hypertext markup language?
Yes, yes,
Okay, so you are, I think, familiar with that part, that how a web page can be developed.
yes, ma'am.
If I just ask you to create an web page that will display your information, so what you will do, you will create one web page, and then what you will do, any suggestion from your side, so that you can relate this part with your Java Swing tutorial or the AWT classes, basically the abstract window toolkit. Do you know about frame? Or just if I ask you to create a web page, that web page at the very beginning, it will show you your image, okay, your mail ID, your name, and your contact number. And the next part that is in your web page, the next part, it will be divided by two sections. The first section will contain your academic qualification, and the section basically that will provide your hobbies, that will provide your what you actually want to do in your future, like that. This sort of information. So can you do that part in web page in HTML basically? Or first of all, tell me that
Yes,
what
yes.
the language do you know regarding the web page creation? Besides HTML, any other language do you know that part that will help you to create the aligning the web page or designing the web page? Any other language?
CSS,
Sorry,
CSS, cascading style sheet.
no. CSS is the part of this that you can embed CSS in HTML code so that you can make the styling of your text or any other paragraph or anything that you want to include in your web pages. I don't want to say that any other language except the HTML, any other language, do you know that? Or do you know what is static HTML, what is dynamic HTML? Any idea about that? Okay, I think I don't have enough idea regarding the dynamic HTML. with the static HTML, whatever. Just now go for the basic idea of how a window can be created using Java Swing. But before moving on to this part, actually in this tutorial or session, we will study about the about this part, that how you can create a button in your window that you have just created using Java Swing, or you can create how you can create the text field, how you can create the text area, how you can create the radio button, checkbox, menu, color chooser, like that. Okay, so this part is included in your window whenever you want to create any GUI, that means the graphical user interface. So at that time you can take help of the abstract window toolkit, that is the API, AWT API basically, or you can go for the swing part also. But before moving on to that, you need to know that what is the basic difference between, that is the abstract toolkit as well as the Java Swing. Here is a tabular representation of this difference. Just first go, whenever you will use the abstract window kit, that type of component, it is basically heavyweight component. So definitely we will search for the lightweight component, and Java Swing provides you that facility. Next thing, that is for Java AWT, its components are basically platform dependent. Okay, this is basically platform dependent component. So what is the platform dependent right now? But whenever you will go for the Java Swing, that part is related to a Java platform. Okay, so these two are actually the basic difference. That whenever you will use AWT, it will be platform dependent, but whenever you are using Java Swing, it will be your platform. Okay, and most of the thing at this present, the number 3 will not be told by you, because uh, able to understand that what is the pluggable look. But just for this time, note this information that AWT doesn't provide you the pluggable look. Okay, but Java Swings provide you this type of look. When you study this, you can provide the pluggable look in case of any window using the swing component, then you can go for that part. Okay, but for this time, just try to understand that AWT, that abstract window, that is the traditional GUI basically, that will not support you the pluggable look. Java Swing provides you this facility. Okay, and the fourth point is AWT provides you the less component with respect to the Java Swing. But in case of Java Swing, it will provide you lots of other components that are not available in your abstract window, just like the table, list. So if you want to just scroll down, that you can scroll plane. That is also available in your Java Swing. Okay, and most of the things, that is AWT doesn't follow the MVC, the Model View Controller section, whereas Swing follows you MVC. Now you are able to understand that what is MVC actually, that is Model View Controller concept. So this controller concept will provide you to wrap down your source code into a professional look. Okay, whenever you want to embed your all source code or all application source code into a single unit that can be capable to perform a huge application just like a software. So how we can divide this total application into three separate views, three separate sections basically, not only views. First one is model, second one is view, and third one is the controller. Basically, controller is sandwiched between the model part as well as the view part. Okay, this part is already covered. That is discussed in your, I think, last two classes we have discussed the MVC part. So, this MVC part is supported by Swing. Okay, but the MVC pattern is not supported by AWT. So these are the basic difference. That's why we are moving from the traditional AWT to Java Swing basically. Now, before moving on to this designing of text field, button or text area, you need to go for this hierarchical of the classes. This is a most famous question for all interviewer, that which one is the super class in case of any Java program. Which one is the superclass of any Java program? So your answer must be this is the object class. Okay. In Java program, object is the superclass, most superclass actually. Okay. So whenever you are going for the API, that is this part, you need to remember this hierarchy actually. Okay. Look at this. The object is a superclass. Beside this object, there is a subclass that is known as the component. That component that you can include into that is text box, that is J button, that is any list selection box like that. Text area. This is your component basically. So that component will be included into the component part. Now this component part is divided into two subclass basically, or you can say more specifically, you can say the container and J component. These two classes actually inherit the basic features of component class. Okay, so whenever we will go for the J component, then you will go for these are the actually subclasses of the J component. That is J label. You can create label, you can create list, table, combo box, slider path, as well as menu section, as well as the abstract button, and as well as there is a most important part, that is the J button. I want to explain you this part basically because you will get MCQ from this part. Okay, most of the time it will be asked for the student that which is the superclass of this J button class. Okay, so at that time you need to remember this is the abstract button class. And it may be asked that whenever you are using any applet programming, which is the superclass of this? Okay, now you all know that is the package or hierarchical of the classes concept. So you can use it, that is a component dot stub. You can also include all the classes, all the packages. Okay, but which one is the just the next higher superclass? That you need to know about that one. Okay, and whenever you will go for the container class, there are two subclass. That is one is window and another is panel. This panel is related to your applet programming. Whenever you will go for the window, then there will be the two subclasses. One is frame and another is dialog. Okay, so at this time you need to remember this part. Is the right section, that is object, then component, then J component, and besides this J component, these are the subclasses, that is the label, list, table, like that. And J button, if you want to create a button, then you need to remember that abstract button is there is an existence of another class, that is the abstract button, and J button will inherit the properties of this abstract button. Okay, so this hierarchy is most important. Just try to go for this hierarchy. You will get MCQ from this part. Okay, or it may be the one line question. Okay, now go for one example of this. Now these are the specific method that whenever you will create any swing code, or you will create basically you will create any window using this Java code, then you need to go for this common method. Okay, so just take a view of this method. First of all, you need to use this add method. What you will add to your window? Definitely, there will be some component, that is if you want to add the in your window. There may be the text field, there may be the label, there may be the list, like that. So this is your specific method to do that. Okay, using this add method, you can add component or on another component also. Okay, later we will see that how we can do it. But for this time, just this is the description of this method, that is the add, and most of the time you have to use this add method basically, and this method will add you some specific component. Okay, and void, this is the specific return type of this method. Actually the method signature, that is the public access specifier must be public, as well as return type will be void. Okay, and next thing is set size. If you want to add any component into your output window, that component size you must be uh, specify this before adding of this component basically, that what will be the size, otherwise default size will be taken. And whenever the default size will be taken in your window, so at that time you will not control the visibility basically, that how the good looking is your window or not, that cannot be controlled by you. So for that purpose, you need to use this particular method, that is the set size. Definitely, whenever you want to set the size of a particular component, you need to provide the height and width of that component. That's why these two are the parameter here. Okay. And the next one, and as well as the same thing, this actually for this four method, the access specificity will be the public, and the return type will be the void. So first one is for adding the component in on the window, and the second one is the setting the size of that component. The third one is set the layout, that where it will provide, where it will be laid down in your window. That particular layout must be provided by this method, that is the set layout. And just go through this naming convention, that is first is, or the is for the set word basically, it will be in small letter, and the next the size, the layout and visible, that will be in starting will be with the capital letter. Okay, this is already predefined. Okay, so next one is the layout. You need to provide the layout of that particular component in onto your window, and for that part you need to access the layout manager also. Okay, here this is also a class that is available in your Java programming language basically. By this layout manager you can manage the layout of the component that you want to add into the window. And the last one is the visibility, that is set visible, whether you want to provide the visibility of that component into your window or not. You can set it as a true or false. Okay, by default it is false. You need to set it as a true, that means you want to show the visibility of the component that you just added onto your window. Okay, so these four methods you need to know before moving on to the actual programming of the window creation. Okay, next what we will do for this swing class basically, that for the first thing that just relate with this, that whenever you are creating any web page, you can create any frame. Okay, look, every application, if you compartmentalize that application according to its necessity or according to its requirement into separate module, then your tasks will be easier. Okay, so just relate with the part that I have just asked you to do that before at the beginning of this class basically. Just create a web page that will display your basic information, and at the beginning of this web page it will provide your image as well as your basic information, just like your name, your email ID, your contact number. Okay, and the next part, that alignment may be the middle, and then the next part, that part will be divided into two section. So how you will create section in the web page, so you can design the frame, you can design the table or any other thing that you have already know in your HTML part. Okay, so that frame, that the first part will contain your educational qualification, and the next section will contain your just like say hobbies. So that compartmentalized concept is applicable for everywhere. Just relate with this, that you can also create a frame whenever you are creating the window. But now how you can create the frame using the swing? There are two ways. First way, you can create the object of the frame class that is already present in your Java programming language, that is predefined class. Okay, and whenever you are creating this part, creating the object of the frame class, that means what you are doing here, you are creating any association. You are creating any association. Just recall the first class of your Java programming, that is what is the basic designing approach of a object oriented programming language. So at that time I will provide you that I have already provided you the concept of association. What is the concept of association? Association means there is a link between two classes, but this is not related to inheritance. Inheritance means you are accessing or you are reusing some sort of features that are already present in the superclass. Okay. Inheritance means that already you know the concept of inheritance. Why I am repeating it here? Just go through the concept of association. That means you have two distinct classes at your hand and you want to relate these two classes. Okay, but there is no concept of that you are using the code of another class. That means there is no concept for specialization and generalization. You just want to relate these two class. Maybe there is some sort of action that these two class in a common. Okay, these common features that both the classes are implement. But that doesn't mean that the second class is reusing the code of the first class. Okay, so if you want to do that, that part is known as the association. And in a single line, you can say that whenever you can relate the two classes, in case of any object-oriented programming, we can go for the concept for association. So how we can create frame using Swing? The first part is that you have to create the object of the frame class, and that part is related to the concept of association. Or otherwise, what you can do, you definitely you can extend the frame class. That means you can go for the inheritance. That means the whatever the code that is written into this frame class that can be reused by another class. Got my point? So these two are the way by which you can create frame in your window. Now go for your first Swing program. Any query till now? That what are the basic parts and what are the how you will create Swing? What are the difference between Swing and AWT? Any query on that part?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, now move on to this part, the example. Now look here. This is your first. You can go through this example that how you can create a Swing program or how first of all it will create you a frame basically. Okay, and that frame will contain some button here. Okay, so how you can do it? This is your class. For this part, you need to import these Swing classes basically. This is the package statement. You already know that for using or for creating any Swing program, you need to go for the import javax.swing.start. That means all the facilities or all the classes or packages that resides including this Swing class actually inherited by this actually included in this program basically. Okay, this is your class and this is your main method. Within this main method, look what actually we are doing here. We are creating one frame. And how we can create frame? Here we are creating the reference basically. Or you can say since it is there is a new keyword, you can say in this line that you are creating the instance of a JFrame. And where you will get the JFrame? Then you need to go for the hierarchy. Okay, so here you from this J component you can get the J frame basically. Okay, and this from J component is the sub subclass of the component class. Okay, so you have now a instance or you have now a object of this J frame class. Using this J frame class, what you have to do? Now look at this. In this frame you have to add. You are now creating a frame. After creating the frame, what you have to do? You need to create any other component. Okay, either it may be a button, either it may be a text field, either it may be a label, whatever be it. Okay, that you need to create. So here what you are doing, here we are creating one button. So for creating the button, you need to extend the, or you need to create the object of this J button basically. Okay, inside this J button class, all the features of a particular button in your web page or in your window, basically whatever you are creating right now, that will be displayed. Okay, so here what you are doing here, you are creating a button object, and the button name will be the click. Okay, After doing that, what you have done, you need to set the bounds of that button. That means you need to set the size of that button. So for that part, there is a specific method that is named as a set bounds. Okay, it will provide you the, look at this, here it is provided that first you need to provide the x-axis point, next the y-axis point. After that, you need to provide the height as well as the width and as well as the height. Okay, after creating this button, you need to add this button into your window. So for that purpose, you need to go for this line, that is add v. V means that particular button that you want to add, and f dot add means this f is a frame. Okay, this frame, within this frame you are adding this button v. Clear? Now look here, next what you have done, next this f dot set size. This set size will provide you the size of your frame basically. Okay, the first one is the point for the width and the second one is the point for the height. And after providing this set size, what you need to do, you need to provide the layout. Here we are not using any specific layout, that's why it is providing here null. And next you need to go for the set visibility or the method that is named as a set visible. Here explicitly you need to mention it as a true because by default this method value is returning value is false. So you need to provide it here as a true value so that whatever the button you are creating inside the frame in your window that must be visible to the user. Okay, so this is the setup instruction that you need to encode within this fast swing example classes, and this will provide you this sort of output. Here this here this window is created. Within this window we are creating basically a frame, and within this frame we are creating one button. Okay, that button name is click, and after creating this button we have to add this button inside your frame, and after that we have to use three methods. One is for setting its visibility, next one is size as well as the layout. Here the layout is null, that's the default layout is chosen here, that is the middle is chosen here. Okay, this alignment actually clear for this program. Look, this is also a small program. This is there is a limited instruction that you need to provide. But whenever you are creating the full-page web page or full-page web application or any window basically, that is for that time you need to go for several sort of component also. Because in a particular program, you don't provide just a single button. At least there may be two text box, there may be a label, so that if you want to create this sort of GUI or this sort of graphical user interface, and using that graphical interface, it's a common question for all interviewers that can you provide me a calculator? Can you provide me the calculator by using any Java program? So at that time, what you need to do, you need to provide for all the number. There is the same sort of label basically, that is for 0 1 2 3 like that. After that you need to include the arithmetic of at least the arithmetic basic arithmetic operation, that is addition, division, multiplication, subtraction like that. And after that, whenever you want to create the submit button, then you need to create another button, and there may be a label or another text area where you can provide the instruction as well as where you can get the output of that arithmetic operation. Okay, so that can be done by your swing program. Okay, now look at this. If we just go for this one application that will add two numeric number. So for that time also you need to create at least two label, at least one button, and at least one text area basically. Okay, that will provide you the instruction, and the two particular label will provide you the two numbers. Okay, or you can include the text area also for accepting the number, and then the submit button, and then it will show you the output. Okay, that this is the addition of these two numbers. You can do it for this. Okay, now move on to the next example. And in this way, this is the scenario. By this, you can also provide the lots of other components. Just go for this. All these things you can provide in your window. Okay, all these things you can include in your window, by which you can provide a API, or you can provide just for the short of simplicity, just think about this is your GUI, that is the graphical user interface. Okay, now we don't have enough time. Okay, I'll show you another example. Now there is another concept, that is the action listener. Next, you need to know whatever be the component, or whatever be the thing, that is button, label, text field, whatever you are providing that. After providing that type of component into your window, what will be the output effect if you just click that particular component? So for that part, you need to know the idea of the action listener. That means whenever you are clicking onto that particular button, that means you are creating an event. And after creating that event or that action, after performing that clicking action, that action must be listened by some classes. So that whenever you are pressing that particular button, that particular event can provide you some sort of action or some sort of output scheme. There must be a changing basically. Okay, so for that part you need to go for this action listener concept. Okay, actually we are running out of time. Okay, so this action listener part we will complete in the next day classes. Most important part in Java programming, that whenever you are designing any GUI and that GUI will perform some sort of dynamic action, then definitely it will be more interesting for you, all of you basically. So in the next day classes, we will provide you the concept of action listener. So now for this time, just go for the basic concept of GUI, that is the graphical user interface, and how you can create GUI using Swing. What are the several hierarchical concept of classes that you need to access for this GUI part, and this application program that I have just explained to you. You can go for other example also, but for this time, first go for this example. Okay. In the next day, I will provide you the concept of the action listening, so that whenever you will press a particular button, what will be the output, how your screen will be changed for that part. Any query till now?
No.
Okay, so you can leave now. I'm ending this meeting right now. Okay.